Vegas edition. So the NRL got off to a fantastic start with 40,700 people packed into the Allegiant Stadium, which is the home of the Raiders.
The Roomba.
The Roomba.
Looks like a giant Roomba.
It does, eh? But it's a pretty impressive stadium. Manly, the team that most of us Warriors fans love to hate, get the first ever win in Vegas, 36-24. Early signs, though, I reckon, guys, is it was going shot for shot. The teams are putting on a bit of a spectacle for the crowd and for hopefully for the USA fans. And it looked like Latrell had stamped his authority early in the game, despite that little cheeky intercept by the Saab, so they weren't catching him, which is primo. But to Manly's credit, they looked massive in the middle. Don't you guys catch that? They felt they had a big pack and a lot of momentum.
And they gave the ball a lot of air as well. They sort of smashed up the middle, and then they were not shy, even on early tackles right in their own territory, flipping it out wide. I was like, ooh, these guys they might be bringing a really attractive style this year.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they've got a pretty good team across the park, and even having my boy Carl Lordy, him coming back into the fold, playing a little bit of dummy half. But what I did love and did appreciate is a lot of us sort of All Black supporters love having three Barretts in a footy team, but we had the brothers Trebojevic, the three boys across the park, and finally, actually, Ben, not just getting a start or getting a game because his two older brothers are pretty awesome. He looked the goods out there today.
Oh, he looked good. He looks good.
Yeah.
He does.
Scary thought.
So, but solid first up win for Manly. Went away with the chocolates in the end. I'm most wrapped with one man in particular, and that one man is Luke Brooks.
Oh yes.
Finally.
Yeah.
Finally, he gets a win in the NRL. I actually Googled in the last two seasons they've had 8 wins, the Tigers, out of 48 games. So, Luke Brooks, well done, mate. Well done.
I'm glad he got a try at the end as well because of that. The earlier one where he reached out and lost it, I was like, Lukey.
Oh,
he thought it was his
Tigers.
moment, hey? He was like, yes, and then whoop. But good to see him without the weight of the world on his shoulders as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, again, as I said, most Warriors fans love to hate this team, so they could give the season a bit of a shake. But I was most looking forward to this game. I think it was billed as the big game. Bronx rolled into town with that young swagger, Reece Walsh, sexy boy. Jesse Arthurs, how good's Jesse Arthurs, Moneta?
What's he got?
He's got legs.
Yeah, he's a handsome man. Yeah.
It's a handsome team, to be fair.
It's a handsome team. It is. Although, I mean, what are your thoughts on Patrick Carrigan's kind of non-rugby league attire? He kind of just looks like a little preppy boy, and doesn't look much to him, but then he's out in the field, he looks ginormous. It's a weird dichotomy. But anyway, I guess the Bronx were up against a lot of hype around this Roosters team, because I feel they really haven't hit their straps in the last few seasons as well, so they had a big point to prove. And to their credit, early on they looked really imposing. I thought they definitely had the pick at the first half as well, and good to see Brandon Smith out there, toiling, moving and darting. So it was a really good first 40. You can never keep Broncos down, a dynamic team they are, but I thought the massive loss of Piakura was pretty crucial because it kind of stuffed up their whole way of playing. They moved Carrigan to the edge. So what was Kevy thinking?
Yeah, he's a gun,
I've got a more important question, though. What did you think of the halftime or the entertainment? Human Nature.
I didn't watch the entertainment.
Human Nature.
Oh, was it? I didn't. I skipped out of the halftime show.
I saw them doing the national anthem before the first game. I was just like, oh, good. They're not like maybe flown Guy Sebastian across or something. Like, come on, guys.
I know. Jesus. That's a bit weak, eh? But don't you think Kevy wished he had a certain back row available? They would have just been able to slot straight into that spot. Yeah, a young Kurt Capes, perhaps. Yep. But unfortunately, when you've got when you've got all these young hot bits of talent you need to pay for, you can't afford to keep really gun players. So that's a bit of a shame for them. But Reece was obviously billed as the big show in town, and definitely showed glimpses. I mean, how good was that? That try he laid on, just get that hot boy some space, and great feet. So he looked good, but there was only one man in town, he had the magic hands, he had the magic feet, and it was Magic Manu, Oh my gosh, he owned them. Fair to say, I don't think I've seen a flick pass of that caliber for some time. How good was it? How good was it?
And people were talking in the lead up as well about that left side for the Broncos. You know, how they'd lost Capewell, they'd lost Farnworth. And so they'd kind of moved guys around a little bit, put Cobo in centre. And they were just saying that the Roosters might look to go there and try and, exploit that side. And yeah, you're right. Joey he had a bit of fun out there, didn't he? The Magic Man.
Absolutely. Magic Man. Even our lookalike Moneta Sauce, aka Joseph Sawali, but he was looking out for it as well, he was good. He was strong. A few little push and shoves with Reece as well. Gotta love that. Love that. And Magic Manu just bring a bit of NBA to Vegas as well with basically breaking ankles. Cobo, see ya. Just turned on a dime, eh? So, but it looked like the Broncos ran out of ideas. I actually was surprised that they, for some reason, I don't know, just didn't understand the dimensions of the field they were playing as well. Just felt they were, they didn't hit the middle enough. Grubber kicks, they went dead. And for some reason, Adam Reynolds just started bombing it at halfway. In the last part, didn't get into the grind. So, I think Teddy had a fantastic game too. It looked like the Teddy of old, maybe. Yeah. He looked pretty sharp, and he obviously sealed the game with that great little play. But unfortunately, the game could be potentially, we'll see, could be marred by a racial slur, Linu to Ezra Mam, and. Look, this is not. Don't condone any of this, and it's not stuff that should be done as well. But we were just sort of saying off air just before. I mean, the brothers to the brothers. Come on, man, look after each other, eh? Don't go at each other. But hopefully, nothing comes of it too serious. And the last thing I think just want to add is that now both teams have 48 hours in Vegas. I think. So
all you need is 48 hours. Yes.
What could possibly go wrong?
If the entire NRL integrity unit did not fly over to be stationed in most locations in Vegas, then the NRL clearly don't know what happens in Vegas. So it could be an interesting round two for these teams, these four teams.
Yeah,
but,
that's what I'm interested to see what happens in their next games, because I think they get a week off next week, and then they're back on deck from week 3 onwards. But I'm interested to see what the effect's going to be on the jet lag and the reacclimatizing and all of that, even getting reused to the larger field, that sort of thing. But and possibly kicking any dirty gambling or drug habits you might have picked up in there over in Vegas. So yeah,
Brandon Smith, oh. If you can imagine, it's be real interesting situation. But one thing that really cracked me up as well, just on this before we wrap this up, is Brandon Smith was subbed by Sandon Smith.
Yes,
in dummy half. Wow. They had to go and find a sort of, it's like a smaller version of him, to going to come in. So just thought that was hilarious. But
yeah, it's like some kind of fake ID. Yeah, you're like, who's this? It's not Brandon Smith. It's Sandon Smith. They're like, that'll do.
But yeah, Vegas, baby. Could be Warriors 2026, I hear. So,
Could be.
Could be us, boys. But that's our wrap, eh?
That's a wrap.
Wrap it here. Half a wrap, because we've got a big juicy wrap coming up next week.